Okay, this video is going to be the next in the cache series. It's going to cover making the sketch so that you can locate your caches, or I should say the person tasked with retrieving the cache can locate it, because the person retrieving it may not necessarily be the same person that put it in the ground. So if this is a survival cache, you're a prepper or survivalist, you're bugging out, you put it in, but you get killed or whatever, or you're injured, you got to send a kid to get it or your spouse to go get it. You're trying to make it easier for them to locate this so that they can get to the correct spot, get in it, get what they need, and get out of here as fast as possible. Now, this particular location I'm showing you, I do not have any caches here. This is an old training site we have not used in over a year, and I figured this would work really good because, you know, it suits what I need for pointing stuff out in a video. Now, as you see there, we got some concrete culverts. In our current scenario, we're going to use that as our close-in landmark, or close-in marker to locate the caches. So we're going to move in closer and we'll go into detail, and I will show you doing the sector sketch. I already did some of it to cut down on time. Now, as you see, there's a pile of culverts here. If we tell someone, go off the culvert, X degrees, X distance, well, which one do we mean? So what we did in this situation, we brought out some spray paint that could be a color used by the construction crew that had brought this stuff out here years ago. And we made ourselves a nice, relatively easy to find spot here. Now, we need to weather this before we leave. So we take some rocks, we take some dirt, we take some sand, whatever we can find, and we start grinding over the top of it. Make it look like it's been on here a long time, and also dirty it up. So if any counterinsurgent would walk through this area, they'll notice it, but maybe they won't think much of it because they'll think it's been here a long time. Things to think about. This would be one of those markings you put in at that step of the process for putting in the cache. Now I decided to go somewhat okay, that should be about as close as we're going to get on details. I can point some stuff out here. I usually use paper like this. It's a graph type paper. It's easier when you're doing sketches than just a plain white piece of paper. You're going to do two sketches. You're going to do your initial when you're on the site, and then later when you're back home, you can sit down somewhere and work on it. You can do a better one. Your initial sketch, you're going to destroy. You're going to burn it when you are done doing the one that's going to be part of your record. Now, first we got to locate where the start's going to be. So we have on here a couple roads. So we can look on the map and say, okay, this is the road. Here's where this comes together. We know it's at this turn. Now, to assist with this, we're going to have to say where this is located. So at the top here, we're going to put where it's located. So I'll write on here, let's say it's near Orville. "12 miles east." So then someone can get out their map, they can find Orville, find this road, backtrack it about 12 miles, and that's generally where we're at. Now, our first initial landmark to tell us where to start at, we got the corner, we got a green cable box here. And then right behind it, we have a fence post, kind of a marker for the property lines, and around that fence post is rocks. So we're using this as our start marker. This would be something we can locate easily at night. Now, when we're looking north, and it doesn't hurt to put your north arrow on here also, we will see in front of us on both sides will be farm fields. Now we take our azimuth, we're going to go 15 degrees, 315 meters into the tree line, through the trees till we get up to the culverts. We got on here concrete culverts, blue dot, arrow going to which one has the blue dot. That's our close in marker. Now, we did it kind of triangular here. Make your stuff variable, okay? So the first one, we'll say, is up over there. So we came out 285 degrees, about 10 meters. Nearby is a tree, and on that tree we put another marker. We put a small Jesus fish. When we carved it in a tree, we took mud, darkened it, make it look like it's been there a while. Clean bark, white clean bark, will draw attention. Now that tree is another marker for locating the cache, which is up here. We go 0 degrees, so straight north, 360, 2 meters, and where these two intersect, that's where the cache is at. Now, we put in another one here, down over here. So we got one cache there, and say we got another one located there, up on that clear area. So we get our distance from the spot going to that location, 200 degrees, 25 meters. Up here we have our second marker that we're going to use. We found we can go 180 degrees due south, 30 meters, and where those two come together, that is where that cache is located. Now on this sketch, usually what I try to do on the back side of the page, I put what's at each spot. So maybe I'll go through and I'll number it. I'll say this is number 1 when I do the finalized sketch, this is number 2, or I'll say this is A, this is B. Whatever I decide. Then on the back, I will put 1 parentheses and then say what's in that cache. 2 parentheses, what's in that cache. Or if I'm going by log pack, what I can do on these spots here, I can just write what's there. Let's say this is an A case and a C case. Let's say this one up here is an A case and 2 Bs. Or it's just 2 Bs. Identify what's at each spot so that you know you go to the right location. Now if we add any more caches in on this, instead of putting them over here, we may put them on the other side, up over there. So then same thing, we'll go off of our start marker, the blue dot, distance, find something up in here that we can use as another marker so we can triangulate better. Got the general idea? Another thing that I like to do that I include with these sketches is I'll go on Google Maps and I will print off the page of that area. Now when you do that, use your VPN, obviously. Cover your tracks. Print out the map, and then on that map, mark on that map where the caches are. Where's the location of your initial landmarks? and your close-in landmark. You may not locate where the tree is, but the things that you can locate easily on that map, that satellite photo. I usually prefer using the satellite photo, gives you better detail. Clear as mud. It's not that difficult. Sometimes I will put, you know, the trees that are in the area, depending on the number of trees. You know, I'm in a spot here where it's filled with trees right now, so I can't exactly mark every tree on the map here. So maybe I'll just put a notation that, you know, it's trees. But specific ones that are easier to locate, a lot larger than another, that type of thing, or it's a weirder species, maybe I'll put that on here. It won't necessarily be a landmark, but it could help with your orientation. Things to consider. Now, the next video in the series will be about accessing and reusing the cache. SG42 was here. I gave myself another little marker. Now, for all my engineer brothers in the Patriot and Militia movements, always remember, essayons.